Hey everybody, welcome to the Questlog Club, a book club, media share, excuse to finish more games. My name is Sammy, and that new Pyramid Head looks fine.
Hello, my name is Robin of Robin McCall, and I don't have a little intro.
Hello, I'm Deidra of Deidra.
Today we're talking about Sayonara Wild Hearts, a game developed by developer Simogo. This is probably one of my favorite games, and I was the one to recommend it, so I'm the one hosting this time. But before that, how are you two doing?
Pretty good. Did some stuff with the dogs today. Didn't get Balatro update because I went on pretty long last week about that. I have cleared every deck on White Stake except for the checkered deck, which is the last one you get from doing the original 5 decks, which is checkered deck is all of your cards are hearts or spades, and that's it. And I just had a harder time with that than I thought last night.
The checkered deck is the one that I wound up grinding the stakes on.
Okay.
Although I couldn't clear the second to last one with it. It's an interesting deck because, like, pretty obviously you can make, like, really good flushes with it.
Mm-hmm. Flushes.
The problem is that flushes kind of fall off.
Yeah, I want to see if I can try converting, like, everything into one suit is how I'd like to build. And go really heavy on, like, royal flushes and stuff like that, or straight flushes, by just trying to homogenize the deck into just one suit.
Do you know about the hidden hands as well?
Yes, I do know about the hidden hands, like the 5 of a kind, and
yeah, because if you wanted, you could aim for like a flush 5 even. But...
yeah, flush 5 is the one I haven't seen yet.
It's rough.
That sounds tricky.
It basically means you need like 5 identical cards for it, so it's rough.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, isn't that one just called 5 of a kind?
No, because so you've got 5 of a kind, which is 5 of each rank.
Oh, but five flush 5 is 5 of the exact same suit.
Yeah.
And
same rank, same suit. They're
that sounds really tricky. That sounds really tricky.
Yeah, it's hard.
And then so we didn't talk about some stuff last week to not date these shows, just to keep them a little more longevity, not make them feel like a time capsule.
We're trying to make a timeless podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's very, very simple, easy, unambitious task.
If you're listening to this in the year 3000, you'll be like, damn, this could have been made whenever, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Someone's listening in the year 3000 and is like, man, these people have some whack video game opinions.
Yeah, no, I'm sure at no point Sam and I are going to make, like, They're Not Like Us references or anything like that.
Yo, Kleeborp, what the fuck are they talking about in this pod?
But to completely go against that, Senua Saga Hellblade 2 came out today, and I played it, and so this game is so good looking it made me frustrated. Like
damn.
It is, in terms of like this realistic art style, this is the most stunning game I have ever looked at. Like, it is mind-boggling. Like, this game took 7 years in a modern dev cycle, and you see it. Outside of that, this game has had the worst first impression I've ever had playing a game.
So it's probably like from what I've been hearing, because I've been reading some of the reviews, because I've been curious, it seems like it kind of suffers from, like, what... Do you remember, like, The Order 1886?
Yes, I do remember that game.
So to be fair, like, I've never played this. Who knows? Maybe we'll make it one of the games we play for the show.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's some abandonware. Sure.
That'd be pretty fun. It's probably, like... You can probably get it for, like, $5.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is a game where like that game is beautiful especially for the time it came out on the PS4. Beautiful game.
Yep, PS4 launch title.
But like it was a launch title?
I believe so. I could be wrong. Am I speaking out of my ass?
I thought it came later.
If it wasn't a launch title, it was close.
Yeah, it was like close. I remember it was early in, but I don't remember if it was launch. Knack was launch though.
Knack was launch.
Yes.
I have some devious picks for this show. That's all I'm gonna say.
Spoilers.
I never said it was gonna be Knack. I just said I have some devious picks, and Knack came up. You know, sometimes
it was 4 months. It was 4 months.
Okay, so like launch
no,
window,
it wasn't. Jesus Christ,
like...
it was 4 months and a year. Never mind. I'm fucking crazy.
Not even close.
No,
not even close at all.
Nope. Different years.
Still, to be fair, that's still early though. That's still early.
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
It's in the ballpark of early.
I'll take it.
No, but I remember for the Order 1886, it kind of had like a similar thing where it was a beautiful, beautiful game, but just very like. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. It was like the gameplay side of it and everything else kind of lacked, and that's what made it like very frustrating to some people. Along with just kind of like, oh, it's 24 FPS because of film. And it's like, okay, well, that's a stylistic choice. I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah.
It depends on what it does with it.
No. I mean, I'm a little over movies trying to be, or games trying to be movies. It gets a little annoying. Like I film grain filters in games is super annoying to me, and you're talking to a person who collects vinyl. Like, I like putting the thing on the thing, and then I hear the like crackle and pop of analog media. Yeah, I don't know, just when you do that synthetically, I don't know, I just don't, it can work, but I don't know, just a lot of times it just comes off as inauthentic and funky, because there's things about video games that you can emulate that can convey texture and style that you're ignoring by trying to emulate something else. But back to Senua, because the reason I say this game has such a bad first impression. Sam, did you play Senua, or the original one?
I played 5 minutes of the original game.
Okay, cool. And then
and you know, I liked it. I don't know. I think in my head at the time I was like, I'm not in the headspace for this.
Yeah,
I'll come back to it. I just never did.
I could totally see that. It is very specific. Deidra, have you done anything with Hellblade?
No, I've been meaning to try it just because of an unhealthy relationship I have with Ninja Theory games.
That's fair. And what's also fair is that Ninja Theory probably won't be a thing next year, if I'm being real. That has nothing to do with the like my feelings on Hellblade as a game. But that being said, this game is not getting great reviews. It took 7 years to make. And Microsoft is not in a really great space in terms of having studios. We didn't get this.
I think after.
Go ahead.
I think after Tango got axed, I feel like that's kind of the sentiment that like everyone's kind of side-eyeing Ninja Theory. Like, oh, are you guys next?
Yeah, no, we didn't get this on mic last week. But Deidra made a joke because we were just talking beforehand about how Microsoft has fallen off and they're not releasing as good games anymore. And I rebutted, that's not fair. You have to release games to fall off. And Microsoft is hitting that point where they're not releasing anything anymore.
Oh, they are like totally fucking floundering. Like, holy shit. It is. I don't know how the fuck you fumble a release like Hi-Fi Rush this bad. I don't know how you fumble, how you still force Redfall to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they have become so Game Pass obsessed that it is like actively killing like the launches of their games, because like there, if I remember correctly, there was like what was it? I'm pretty sure sales figures came out because Sony tried to do like a similar thing with Ratchet and Clank, I think, or with that new Ratchet and Clank game, Rift Apart or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like when the Insomniac leak thing happened, there was info that basically said like the game sold okay, but it sold worse than the last entry, and it was majorly because it was on PlayStation Plus for free.
Yeah.
Or free, you know, it was part of your subscription. And
right, but I would assume that a lot of people who own or play PlayStation regularly are subscribed to PlayStation Plus, because don't you need it to play online?
oh yeah, no,
Well-
definitely.
well,
but
to
I
be-
just
to
mean
be
it. But I mean
fair-
it in the sense.
Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
No, it's okay. I was just saying it's more in the sense that like by just being able to play it through PlayStation Plus, you're not buying the game. You're
Yeah.
not spending the money on the game itself. So therefore, that's like in a way, it's a lost sale. Because normally when they put games on there, they have to account for like how much money they're going to like kind of eat on putting that game up for free. And it's why Sony has majorly stopped doing that, because it's a money sink.
Yeah, I mean, Game Pass absolutely cannibalizes sales. That's one of the things I've been thinking about.
It's what happened to Hi-Fi Rush.
It's what happened to Hi-Fi Rush. It's what's going to happen to Senua. I was like playing this game and seeing everything that's been happening with Microsoft. Because there's a rumor going around that Microsoft is going to increase the price of Game Pass and add Call of Duty games. And if that happens, I'm gonna cancel my subscription, because I don't want to
Same.
pay more money for games that I'm not playing for the studios that I care about to not get supported. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
That they're doing that.
And that I think, like, you know, I realize that's just a rumor, and I don't know about y'all, but like I think it's totally cool to take rumors into account. I just don't like latching to them too
absolutely
strongly, if that makes sense.
No, I mean that's why
But
I haven't done anything for sure yet. I want to wait and see how the news plays out. But
Yeah. But I think if you analyze, you know, just if you look at the moves really quick, they paid a bunch of money for Activision Blizzard, and now they're kind of jettisoning these studios like, was it Arcane Austin that did Redfall?
Yes, it was Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, Roundhouse Studios, and Alpha Dog Games.
And let's tell the future this is going to age really badly if it actually does happen or not. But Ninja Theory as well, if they get let go.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a while. Like my guess is I think it'll be like, I don't know if Ninja Theory is gonna be here this time next year.
Yeah.
And that's like a
pretty much
thing
my
that
guess,
like
too,
if
like-
I'm wrong, I'm happy. If I'm right, I'm not. That's not good. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Look.
be right.
I'm gonna be mean. I don't like Ninja Theory. I still don't want people to lose their jobs.
Yeah, totally. That being said, Senua has been incredibly frustrating in the little bit of time I've played it. So I guess minor spoilers for the first one. So we talked about this last week, actually, where Senua has the black ink stuff going up her arm, and that's like
The gaslight mechanic.
Yeah, the gaslight mechanic. And so, I mean, do you care if I give minor spoilers for? I mean, not minor spoilers for Hellblade.
We should make like we should find music for like if we're gonna spoil something.
Spoilers for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
I'm stealing this idea from another podcast I listen to. Big ups to Big Think Dimension for this joke, but like what they'll do is they'll put like Dragon Quest music over like any fucking spoilers that they do, and that way people can like skip the section.
Oh, okay, totally. Yeah.
Cute.
But yeah, I was like, but anyway, point is, I don't care. I watched the ending the other day because I was watching a friend stream the game. But yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
If I play that game, it's going to be for curiosity's sake. I don't really care.
Okay. So basically, I mean, Senua's story is it's artsy. It's kind of vague. Like there's not a lot of specifics because Senua's as a character is a character suffering from this disease, and so stuff is told very abstractly. And so basically, she thought that she has a curse. And that's why she hears her voices, and that's why her mom heard voices as well, because that's what her dad told her, like her entire life. It's like, you're cursed, you're this, horrible fucked up thing. And then at the end of the game, like literally the second boss is the second to last boss is a giant monster thing that is her dad, and she beats it and finds out that no, she is not cursed. She just is sick. And then she like gets over that and moves on, and it's very sweet. And then this game opens and her fucking dad comes back, and there are other people with the black marks that I personally thought was not a real thing. But it turns out the stains on her arm are like a Dark Souls hollowing.
Oh
no, what?
So I like, again, this maybe that's just my interpretation being wrong, but the first game story is so, again, it's very abstract and out there. It's like it's not very specific on that kind of stuff. And then she sees another character with it. And that's the other thing. This game has other humans that she's walking around and seeing and fighting. And so while the character models and the environments look gorgeous, I swear to God, I saw like 3 character models throughout the entire beginning part of the game. I saw Senua, I saw the dude who's another character that's traveling with Senua now, and I saw Baldman. Bald guy has 2 variants. There's Baldman, and then there's Baldman with beard. Like I swear to God, the because she's on a slave ship, and like the slaves and the slaver, I swear to God they're the same character. Like I think it's the same model, because I don't know how many models you can make of this fidelity. And like obviously the first game, a lot of the characters, a lot of the enemies aren't bespoke, like I'm not freaking out because every Pinky in Doom isn't a bespoke character. But the Pinkies in Doom aren't human. The giant guys with antler, like deer skulls on their head, aren't human. Whenever I see something like that, I assume that we are looking at it through a human lens, and we are not understanding the nuance in their physical differences that they can tell from each other. Like you can line up 5 beagles, and I don't know what the difference between the 5 beagles are. But the beagles all know each other. Like, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It's a thing where it's like so like what you're getting at basically is kind of like we've hit a point with games of this graphical fidelity where like you can only really make people that look this good in like there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you're just kind of getting a lot of like, they reuse a lot of models because they have to.
Yeah, no, it's a necessity because like this is an expensive, time-consuming process, and yeah, reuse is going to happen. It just felt really condensed, and especially like I'm not saying you can't make a game where Senua spends no time with people and then introducing her, making her be around people. I think that's actually kind of interesting because she is solitary the entire game, and then having this character have to interact with other people could be a very interesting thing for us to see. I just like I could be wrong, but again, it literally looked like I was seeing 2 characters the entire time. It didn't feel weird and dreamlike like the other stuff in the game does. It just felt like a video game.
I get that. It kind of takes something that felt more personal, more like, I'm not going to say genuine because I don't really think that's fair, but more like something more personal, something a little more like this is a story that they clearly wanted to tell. And it's kind of trying to make it into this like corporatized, like big budget AAA thing when like that's not really what Hellblade was.
Yeah, it also has the sequel problem of some of the voices she has talk about her being cursed, and again, just like that in conjunction with her dad coming back being the beginning of the game, it feels like we're just rehashing. Like, it doesn't feel like we're actually seeing something new. It feels like, I've seen it a lot in like second seasons of TV shows that get canceled, where a character is just completely rehashing a story.
Does Senua react to the voices in a different way, or is it pretty much the same?
No, it's pretty much the same. I mean, well,
okay.
The opening,
because it's a thing.
Go.
Sorry. No, you first.
No, I was gonna say the opening. She has a narration where she's like, "Oh, she's accepted the voices and they're part of her." But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even like the first game that much. It's just.
But it's about the art, damn it.
Yeah. I like good storytelling.
It does so far come across as and this is coming from someone that doesn't know a whole hell of a lot about Hellblade. A lot about Hellblade, if you will. But it kind of sounds like a game that didn't really need a sequel.
Well, you could have done.
I always thought it was weird.
You could have done a sequel.
Okay.
But this isn't. Okay, I'm really early in the game. But this doesn't feel like it. If I was like an actual game reviewer, and I had to give this game a punchy article like end line, I would say that I think it's really ironic that Senua's key item is a mirror, because that's what I would compare this game to. It is a piece of silver that has been polished to a sheen so clear you can see yourself in it, but it is millimeters deep.
Okay.
Also, the combat feels like way fucking worse. Like it could be because she, like the part I played, she was on a boat crash and so she's like injured. But it felt worse. Like I think they took a move away. Like she had a kick.
What?
And I wasn't able to do the kick.
Oh no.
Okay.
And this isn't a game where you like this isn't a game where you unlock things. Like this isn't like Samus losing her armor at the start of the game.
She doesn't get her kick back. She doesn't find the kick power.
Yeah, no, like she got a better sword that did more damage, and that was it. Her kit is the same. Like the combat of the first game is very shallow. And thinning it out even more is
Yeah, it's very, I don't really understand what they were trying to do, because from what I've been hearing and what I've been reading, it seems like they made the combat simpler,
which is like putting
in a very bizarre way, when like the combat in the original game was like already pretty simple.
Incredibly. I got tired of it at points.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like a very odd choice to then simplify the combat even further, like to the point where like people are just flat out complaining about it. They're just saying like, oh, this is like really boring. This isn't really doing anything.
If the combat keeps up with what I played, I would say it's like putting training wheels on a tricycle.
That's fucking crazy. That's wild.
Deidra, what was your week like? I've talked about this for like 20 minutes, so.
Hey, that's good. That's content, baby.
That's content,
you
baby.
needed me to vamp? I can vamp. Oh my god, imagine when I play 5 more
People-
hours of this game.
People coming here for Sayonara Wild Hearts like, what the fuck? Why are we learning about Hellblade? What the fuck? It's the Hellblade cast?
I played
Yeah.
I played as much Hellblade as I played Sayonara Wild. That means we talk about it for equal time.
Exactly. There's just as many things to talk about. That's how it works.
Yep. But yeah, how was your week?
It was all right.
Cool.
Oh god, what did I play this week? I played a bit more Dusk. I don't remember if I mentioned Dusk on the last
You did not.
cast.
I don't
Okay.
think you did, yeah.
So, Dusk is a game I want to say it's from 2018.
Okay.
That sounds right.
I think so.
2018 and 2017.
By a man by the name that I'm not gonna say because I am going to butcher it and I don't remember it off
It's
the top of my head.
it's the Iron Lung guy, right?
It's the Dusk. It's
Yes.
the Dusk guy. Dusk
The
Man,
Dusk.
yeah.
No, that's the protagonist. You can't say that. But yeah, it's the same guy that made Iron Lung, and I want to say he's working on. I know he's made other games as well. Does a lot of stuff in the horror space.
David
which
Szymanski.
Yes, thank you. It makes the fact that Dusk is like a retro boomer shooter kind of weird until you realize that it's also a horror game.
Yeah, that tracks. I think those two
It's
genres
like blood.
are related.
They weirdly go hand in hand, which is much to my chagrin as
Very
liking
blood-esque.
The creator
Yes,
of
it's very
Squirrel
blood-inspired.
Stapler. I'm sorry, I should.
Yes, he made Squirrel Stapler as well. Anyway, that game also had I want to say it was David who released Dusk HD as a free update to the game.
Oh, cool.
That
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did that.
it
What's
updates the textures, I
Okay.
believe the models. As far as I know, the core game is like totally intact, but it's better looking.
just a visual overhaul?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And it was a free upgrade, which I think is super cool.
Yeah.
So I've been playing with that. I never finished it the first time, and a friend of mine has been egging me on to play it because I think he beat it and he really liked it. So there's 3 episodes. It's got an episodal structure, much like Doom and a lot of other shooters of this ilk.
Yeah.
So I made it through the first episode, my first time playing. I got to the second episode, and there's a bit where you have a long fall, and then it tells you, like, it's super dark. You hit F to activate your flashlight, and it tells you your flashlight broke in the fall. and that's where I stopped the last time.
Okay.
I feel that.
So I got
Flashlight
past that
broke in the
this time. Yeah, I got past. Funnily enough, nothing happens. It's just there, like, as a gag. So I finished that. I played through a couple more levels. Played probably one of the coolest levels I've seen in a shooter.
Okay,
That I'm not
what's
sure
up
if
with
I
it?
should
What's going on?
spoil.
Is it difficult to talk about, or like what's it doing?
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay,
but
that's fair, fair,
I guess I will. So here's your spoiler warning. Honestly, Dusk is rad. You should play it if it sounds interesting. So I think it's the 6th map of episode 2 is called Escher Labs.
Okay.
And it's a laboratory. And you get a bit ways through, and I thought, okay, this is just a cool laboratory. And then you hit a switch, and then the room behind you is like sideways.
Okay.
And the entire level is just that, and just like weird room fuckery nonsense. I don't know. It blew my mind. I thought it was super cool. You find out pretty quick why the Escher is there in the map.
yeah,
name.
totally.
Yeah, that level is super sick.
That sounds
I
really
played
cool.
a bit more. I got to yet another bit where my flashlight broke, and that's where I stopped.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for the courage to get through that. But yeah, Dusk is very cool, very well made, tight experience. I've been liking it so far.
Cool.
That is sick as fuck. I'd need to get around to playing that sometime. It's been one of those games that like I've been meaning to get around to like forever. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it's tight.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
As for what I've been doing this week, or actually no, before that, have you done anything else this week? Anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. A lot of not video game stuff, which has been fun.
Yeah, I mean, Sam, if you want
Nice.
us to like vamp harder and just hijack this from you, they started revealing the new modern legal magic set. So Deidra and I can just do that for like hours if you
Hell
want.
yeah! Are
No,
you ready for the Eldrazi Power Hour?
No, I'm gonna be so lost. No, please, please, God, no. I'll talk about what I've been doing then. I've been playing Xenosaga. I've just been playing Xenosaga. My life has been Xenosaga. It's been, day and night. I wake up, I see Shion, I go to sleep, I see Cosmos. It's all I think about. It's all that I'm doing right now. It's more Xenosaga. It's really good. More people should play Xenosaga. It's not boring. If somebody tells you it's boring, they're boring.
Perfect. I will make sure to say
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna get. There's a really good. It's really funny because the Ava inspiration is really obvious from like the get go. I mean, it's the same with Xenogears too, but I think it's really funny how much more blatant the Ava inspiration gets just as it goes, to the point where it kind of just it doesn't steal shots directly from End of Ava, but it mimics them in ways, and I think that's funny.
It aggressively mimics.
Yeah, it mimics some ideas, it mimics some shots. I kind of had the realization earlier that like Shion has a bit to her character that's a bit like Misato, which I think is really funny.
Does she not clean up her room?
No, it's not like that.
Damn.
It's more like it's more related to her dad, and I think that's funny.
Okay.
But what was it? But I'm saving that for the video. I'm not going to give that away in
Nope,
this podcast.
freebies.
No.
No freebies here.
No freebies here. All right.
I'll have to wait for the free YouTube video.
Exactly. No, but there's what is it? Yeah, no, I like, I'm trying not to be hyperbolic about it, because I know sometimes like when I'm like in it and I'm playing it, I'm like, oh my god, like this is like the best thing ever made. But like genuinely, it's like the way that game does its world building, the way that game does its fucking like the small little character moments, the way it like is kind of building out this narrative and its story, and the way it's kind of going about what it's doing is so good. It is so my shit. It's so good that like I am extremely, extremely excited to write like the video for it. I think it's gonna turn out. I think I'm gonna, by the end of the game, I'm gonna have a lot more to say. But yeah, I'm like in.
No,
I
sounds
love Xenosaga Episode 1.
It sounds really cool. You've had me interested, and I definitely want to check it out myself at some point. And I'm definitely excited for your video. Like you've had me very interested.
I hope I can get other people excited to try it as I am, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Outside of that, what is it with all the indie games that came out? I forget if I talked about 1000 X Resist last week.
A little bit.
did.
I also completely
I?
sandbagged you on Crow Country for some reason, because I'm in love with that game, and I don't know why I didn't say that. Because yeah, I'm in love with that game. I need to play more of that. I just haven't had a chance to.
I also need to. I've played more 1000. I'm just gonna say 1000 times Resist. I'm pretty sure that's what the title is. But so I played more 1000 times Resist. I'm playing it I'm playing each chapter one by one over the course of like probably the next like month or two.
How many chapters is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
But so far I'm on chapter 3.
Okay.
But I played chapter 2. That shit broke my heart. Oh my god. I
Strong
was
start.
bawling by the end of that chapter.
Okay. Yeah.
It because initially it's kind of like, so the way the game works, it like I'd say each section is kind of going for a different thing, but generally, you know, you're walking around, you're talking to people, you're figuring stuff out. But there's also these like memory dive sections because you're trying to connect with like the settings goddess, essentially. You are trying to connect with the setting and trying to connect with and understand the settings like goddess, and you're trying to understand like who she was as a person before she got into the position that she is now. And you kind of realize that like this person kind of sucks, but you also kind of get why she feels the way she does. It's like it's complex in a really interesting way because it doesn't just write her off as like a piece of shit, but it tries to get you to understand what she's thinking and what she was feeling in those situations. It tries to get you to understand her generational trauma, her relationship with her parents, her mom's trauma, like stuff like that. It's really, really, really good. It's really well considered.
That sounds really good. That sounds really good.
Yeah, because I mean, like, so chapter 1 delves into a ton of like anti-Asian racism. It specifically very much delves into like racism with COVID, or anti-Asian racism. I remember you mentioning that. When like, yeah, and like the way it explores that is really interesting. It also talks about like being like an Asian immigrant in Canada and stuff like that, and it's like really, it clearly comes from like a very personal place.
That sounds cool.
And it's just really, from what I've like played and from just the first 2 chapters, it's like it is a special game.
Yeah, I have your copy installed on my computer, so I'm definitely gonna.
I have a question. Very quickly.
Yeah, what's your question?
Mathematically speaking, what is 1,000 times resist?
It's like super resistance, you know?
Is it just like resist 1,000 times? Like
you're just resisting a lot. You know, you're holding that shit down. You're going like, yo, nah.
I think the answer is 6,000.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Wait, where's the 6? Wait.
Well, I mean, resist is a 6-letter word,
precisely.
Right? Yeah, there you
go. You're just agreeing. Is that actually where you pulled the 6 from?
Yes, it is. It is where I pulled the 6 from. I am not just making that is. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not funny either way, but that's where I got the 6 from.
It's not funny, he says. What do you mean? Come on. I'm trying to think. Outside of that, shit, I haven't played anything. I do think it is time now for the main event. So I want to give some background because I think that this is a little funny.
Yeah, go for it.
So Sayonara Wild Hearts was originally an Apple Arcade game. It was initially announced for Apple Arcade. And I remember when it was announced, at the time I was listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of gaming podcasts, talking about it. And it was I remember being like really interested in it. Like I looked it up, people were going like, oh, this is like so cool, and like, wow, this is like such a hit for like Apple Arcade and stuff. And I was like, fuck, I don't have an iPhone, I don't have an iPad. And I looked up gameplay and I was like, this looks like sick as hell. What the fuck? I've never heard of this. And then I was like, please release on the Switch. Please release on the Switch. Please release on something else. And then fatefully, one day, it came out on the Switch. And then it came out on PS4, and then eventually it came to PC. I bought all 3 versions. I bought every version that I could. I love this game. I fucking adore Sayonara Wild Hearts. It is like, the moment I played it, it was like an instant fucking favorite. I adore the shit out of this game. And what else? And I remember I played it so much, I golded like every level multiple times.
I did not gold every level. I did not.
there's some levels I still struggle with if I'm doing a first time. I can get half of them on just like a fresh playthrough now, but like
you need to do the
what
warm up. You need
levels?
to do the warm up round.
Yeah, so like there's like the level with like the like Death the Kid or whatever
Yes.
with the Death Arcana
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
That level always fucks me up no matter what. That and Wild Hearts Never Die always fucks me up.
Ironically, I think
So, like, the last
I
two.
think the Kid Death one is the only one I golded.
That's wild. That's actually fucking insane.
Yeah, I think that's the only one that I got gold on. Yeah, no, I did not do that. I did like the game though. I did dig it.
That's good. I was about to ask, what did y'all think? Just first off, right off the bat, general impressions.
Yeah, no, I dug it. It caught me off guard how fast it was when they throw you into it, because this game moves. And I don't mean like pacing wise, I mean like literally the character is moving really fast on the screen.
Yes.
And is this game like impossible to 100% like get all of the tokens, or can you 100% it?
No, you can. I'm pretty certain you can definitely 100%.
Oh, okay, cool. I just seemed like
I feel like
there's a lot of.
if you're talking about like the little hearts and stuff, there's a lot of like branching paths.
Yeah, totally.
But
So it's knowing which ones to take and which ones not to.
Totally.
exactly.
And the only way you can get those. So like what I really like about this game personally is that it is a game where like if you want to just do a casual playthrough, you can, but if you want to like 100% it, you can like really like buckle down and like learn every level like bit by bit.
Oh yeah, no, this game seems like super good for that. Like I would recommend this game to my sister, who like rarely plays a video game. Like I think she would really dig it and get a lot out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I pretty much recommend this game to like everybody that I know in some capacity, because like it's just appealing. It appeals in like the same way to me that like, have you ever seen those like Tumblr blogs that have that kind of like pastel coloring back in the day?
I probably did.
I don't know if what I'm
did.
describing makes any fucking sense. But like,
Are you talking about like mood board blogs kind of deal, or?
yeah, stuff like that. So like it has kind of like the visual sensibilities of that, along with just like the story, like the story about like a breakup.
Also
like,
similar to Tumblr,
just,
it is an unambiguously gay game.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%, no doubt. I do like that the character's androgynous enough to where anybody can project onto them, but like it is gay as hell. Like,
Don't they explicitly say it's a girl? She?
yeah, at the end.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
That,
right.
I assumed that the protagonist was a woman.
Yeah.
But they're pretty androgynous
totally.
for most of it.
She's a very butch woman.
Yeah. But Deidra, what did you think?
It's okay.
Did you
So if you know anything about my musical taste, which I'm sure everyone listening to this show knows very well.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah. This game, I'm gonna say something that's gonna come across as really obvious, and that's that I think to enjoy an album, it really helps if you enjoy the music on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes, yeah.
And this game's premise, its thesis statement, is that it basically feels like a video gamified version of an album.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
no, it is. You are.
And
It
this is to
is
say
a album visualizer that you are interacting with.
This is the part where I say I'm not really a pop fan.
That's fair.
So, I think the music in it is well done. I think it's well put together. I think it achieves what it's trying to do. It kind of didn't really land for me. And I think that kind of impacted the experience as a whole. But I think the biggest compliment I can give to the game is that if you don't like the music, there is still like an interesting experience here.
Yeah, it's. I mean, at the very least, if you don't like the music, it's an hour. Like you're not stuck listening to something for. It's an hour for like, you know, sessions on sessions on sessions. You can do this game in one sitting easily.
I think aesthetically the game is very cool. I think it does a lot with like a very low poly art style, which I think is really neat.
It also masks that art style really well, where it doesn't look low poly as you typically think of low poly.
I think the briskness of the game kind of also helps you like not really analyze details.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a game where you have full control and you can like stop to like shove your face into textures and be like, oh, this wall looks bad or whatever. Like you're kind of encouraged to just go along for the ride.
Yeah, no, you're
yeah, it 100% operates very much on like the rule of cool, like
totally
red line-esque, like you're just going.
Yeah. And I think that, as well as just the kind of variety, like aesthetically, there's a lot of pinks and blues and whites, but it all looks pretty nice. There's a lot of cool like cinematic moments, I think, in some of the levels. I think there's that first boss level where you're fighting like the 3 people.
Yeah, on the motorcycle.
There was a funny bit, I thought, where like the first time someone's like riding the motorcycle and then the earth like cracks and it leaves this like crevice that you're flying through. I thought that bit looked super cool. And then they did it again, and I was like, okay.
No,
do we really need to do the same trick twice?
Well, so doing the same trick twice, I actually like how this game subverted that for me, because at first they show you, you know, it's the 3 girls, and then you fight them, and then they show you 4, and you think, oh, okay, I'm going to go through each of them again, and then you don't. You just fight them as one unit, and I thought that was like really interesting and just like a nice spin to not make the game feel repetitive in the little bit of time it has.
Yeah. Or like the twin one where it's like you're kind of sword fighting both.
Oh,
of them
I love the twin. They were my favorite.
Yeah.
I love them.
That is definitely.
They were my favorite too.
They also are the one that
in fact,
I fucked up the most on the level where they're doing like the snap clap. And you're switching between 3 different
Oh no,
things.
I feel it.
It took me I think I died literally 12 times before I figured out that if you drive on the lines, you won't hit anything. You're gonna get a shit score, but you won't hit anything.
I took notes on the levels that I liked the most and liked the least. And I can't pull up my notes right now because I forgot where they are, but that's okay. Writing it down means I remember them. Parallel Universes, which is a snap level, was probably one of my favorite levels. I just thought
that one's like top 3 for sure.
That level
I thought the gimmick was really fun. It was visually interesting, while also like allowing you to interact it in a really cool way. I liked how it linked up with the music. Good ass level. The other one, I forget the exact name. I think it was like Hate Skulls or Hype Skulls or something like that. It's one of the later ones. I liked it because the gimmick of the level is res, and I like res a lot.
Valid, fair point.
That is understandable.
I golded that level on my first try because I've played a lot of res. But yeah, and as for the levels I didn't like, it was the entirety of the second part of the game because for some reason the visuals gave me a headache.
That's
yeah,
fair.
No, that's
understandable.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. It just happens. That's a bummer.
Yeah,
that sucks.
But it is what it is. I will say, this game is a weapon against people with epilepsy. So be warned on that.
No,
Yes.
for sure, for realsies.
Yeah, like if you got epilepsy, do not play this game.
Yeah,
absolutely
if you are
do not play this game.
Be careful.
You will see funny pastel lights, and then
and then the ceiling.
Then nothing. And then the ceiling, and you'll be like, what the fuck happened? What's going on?
But I think another thing I appreciated with this game a lot, we've mentioned that it's got a short runtime. I think Robin, our playtimes were identical. You mentioned
yes,
at about
73 minutes.
So it's a short runtime overall, but also it has like a lot of levels, and that means that every level is really short. And so I appreciate that they went with like every level's kind of trying something new, so you're getting a lot of variety. You get a lot of unique experiences, and if you don't like any of them, they're over really quickly.
Yeah, it almost like mechanically reminded me of, I'm saying this without having played Half-Life. I know this is just the Half-Life formula, but of Half-Life or the one I am familiar with, Titanfall 2, where each level gives you like basically a new toy, and then you play with that toy, and then you're done and you're on to the next thing. Like how you
Half-Life 2 in particular.
Yeah, like how you have the car for that one level, and it moves really heavy. But that's because you're meant to drift. Yeah, like I thought that was super fun. I love the levels that you're playing on the VR goggles. I thought that was so cool. That's such a It's such a cool framing.
The World We Knew Before is such a good level. I love that one. Oh my god.
What I liked about that level was that like it's one where you're not just kind of running in a line. So you're actually allowed
a bit more.
You move around a little bit, and notably because like picking up stuff creates sounds. So I don't know, you can kind of remix the song a little bit based on like what order you pick stuff up in. I thought that was really nice.
I like it because you beat up someone wearing Apple Vision Pros.
Fuck you, AR wearers. Eat shit. If you're listening to this podcast with Apple Vision Pro, fuck you.
Oh, this is going to be really awkward with that augmented vision bit we were planning.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That Apple sponsorship, they're going to drop
They're
us.
gonna
No. We're going to make a fun like scavenger hunt for the viewers.
Yeah.
For the listeners. No, I feel that though. For me, it's like just everything. It comes together in a way. There's like very few levels that I really don't fuck with super hard, but like I fuck with pretty much mostly all of them. There's like one or two of the heartbreaks that I find a little tedious, but like what is it? I love the heartbreak. That's like the card. That's like it's the one where it's like it's going, but where you go like between like the left and right of the screen using the portals and shit.
Yeah, you get the ice climber portals.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that heartbreak a lot. The twin snapping is probably one of my top. It's probably number 3.
Yeah.
World We Knew Before is probably number 2, and then Wild Hearts Never Die is number 1. That level's so fucking good.
So when the title drop of who the narrator is, I didn't guess that because I would have never guessed that Queen Latifah is the narrator of this weird little game.
That's those Annapurna dollars coming in.
That's that publisher money.
Yeah, I just like I saw that and I was like, oh, I hear it now. That's unexpected.
I'm curious to know if...
Again, Queen Latifah making the game more gay. Sorry, continue.
True. I wonder if they got anybody for Lorelei and the Laser Eyes.
Oh, this game is really cool on its own. It made me so much more excited for Lorelei and the Laser Eye. I'm very interested.
I know,
in that game
I know, right?
I'm super interested.
Because when I saw it, or if I hadn't played Sayonara Wild Hearts, I think I would have been interested, but I don't think I would have cared. Since I had played this like multiple times, I was like, I will go to the ends of the earth for this studio. I will play anything they put out, even if it's in a genre that I don't fuck with. Like Lorelei seems like a puzzle game. I'm not super into puzzle stuff, but like I am willing to play a puzzle game if they made it. I don't care. Like,
No, yeah, I'm super interested. Very, very, very into it now.
very, very, very excited. But yeah, Sayonara Wild Hearts is like, I'm kind of just like, I'm trying to, I love how the story goes into like, how like the songs and everything just talks about like breaking up, and it's how breakups fucking suck, and they can like break you a little bit and break you apart, and it's about kind of just being kind to yourself and taking care of you and building yourself back up again and putting yourself back out there and shit. It's good.
Yeah, it's sweet.
It's just
the section where you go through and you beat the bosses by giving them a little kiss on the cheek is very, very cute.
well, it's specifically the image of giving yourself.
Yes, yourself.
Yeah,
Yourself.
because you're the Wild Hearts.
Yes.
Because you're the Wild Hearts and you'll never die.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sayonara, you...
And then you turn into a fucking dragon, and then Queen Latifah's like, yo, dude, that was so fucking sick, bro. What are you doing?
I will say, I think another thing I really liked about it is just how, like, relentlessly positive the game feels.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of just feels like good vibes all over the place. And that meant,
It
like,
is
even
like-
when I was getting, like, a little frustrated at a couple bits, looking at you, part 2, God, I couldn't see shit. I don't know. It makes it, I don't know, it elevates the experience in a good way, I think.
Yeah. No, it's like infectiously positive, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's hard to get annoyed at it because everything when you die you get reset to such a recent time. The game is just really positive.
The checkpoint system, the
It is so
checkpointing system is
generous.
incredibly generous.
It's only not it is only not generous when you like are going for higher scores.
Totally.
I do.
Because the way it's set up is like every heart you get multiplies what the next heart is worth.
And that
So you
resets if you die.
Yeah, so if you
Got it,
die,
yeah.
it resets, so you have to like go all the way back. Anyway, sorry, Robin, what were you saying?
I do wish the game had a mode that you could just go through it seamlessly from the start. I'm glad they unlock that after you beat it, but I do wish that they
Yeah,
could
I
have
was
just
about to
done that
say.
from the beginning. That's like my only like
I
solid
agree.
complaint is I wish I could have just done it from top to bottom seamlessly from the menu.
Yeah, one day I will beat YOLO Arcade, but today is not that day.
Understandable.
Fair.
I'm not going to, but I wish you luck in your quest.
Every single fucking time I get to like, I either get got by something really stupid early on, or I get got by like, I get to like the kid death level and I get fucked over. It's always like one or the other.
I also think on that, this game does something that I feel like I'm seeing in some other newer releases that I really like, namely like Pizza Tower, and it's not out yet, but Ultra Kill, where it feels like the bar to clear the game is like pretty low. Like you can just play through it and have a good time and still feel like you got a complete experience. But if you're enjoying it and you want to have things to strive for, you know, you can get those gold ranks, you can get those P ranks. I think
the Zodiac riddles and stuff done.
Yeah, I think having that design of like
Low
if you just
floor,
wanna, like,
high ceiling.
exactly, like if you just want to show up and see the sights, awesome. You know, we're happy to have you. But like, if you want to spend time here, like there's stuff to do.
Yeah, I feel that.
No, it's neat. It's super cool to have that space that, yeah, if someone wants to commit themselves to it, there's something to reward you. But if not, you can just have a good time.
Yeah, I think it's very smart.
Is that all we got? Is there anything additional anybody wants to add?
No, I mean that is pretty much my Wild Heart experience. Yeah.
Well, how about you, Deidra?
Yeah, it's kind of it.
All right, to end it, favorite song.
Oh, I didn't take track of what they were called.
I figured you would ask.
Okay, I'll say mine first if you want to take time to just like look up a track list real quick.
I am.
Okay. My personally my favorite was actually I'm kind of torn on what my number one is. It's between Wild Hearts Never Die and The World We Knew Before. If I had to pick one, gun to my head, Wild Hearts Never Die. I love a good finale. I love a good finale track, and that one just fucking goes so hard.
Good finale, strong. I will say Parallel Universes, because I also just really dug that level, and I think those two married together made the experience for me.
What's the first? It's called Claire de Lune, I think.
Yeah, is it the first Heartbreak?
It's like before the first Heartbreak. It's like the very first level.
Yeah, it's the Claire de Lune, I think.
It's the kind of cozy lullaby. I enjoyed that. I thought it was a good tone setter.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd need to listen to them again, but Parallel Universes is probably there too. I liked the snaps. I don't know.
No, same. The way it uses the snaps like within it is so perfect.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I don't know how to end this episode.
Well,
this has been. Should I say this has been the?
But Sam, what are we doing next week? Who can you ask about that?
What? Deidra, what are we doing next week?
Next week, or whatever interval of time this will take place.
It'll take a week.
We will be playing Devil May Cry for the PlayStation 2.
This podcast will be featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
Yeah, we're getting that out of the way early.
Get ready for me to mauled about fucking fighting Nightmare.
Hell yeah.
For 40 minutes.
Okay, also I have good news. We vamped long enough. This episode is now officially as long as Sayonara Wild Hearts playthrough.
We did it! We did it! They'd be so proud.
Less than half of it is talking about Sayonara Wild.
Hey,
this is the true podcaster game. People come for us, all right? Sayonara Wild Hearts is just how we get eyeballs, all right? All those Apple Vision Pro users, what do they do? They're not playing the game. They don't care.
They're not sitting on my couch.
They're not playing my games. They're listening. And you know what they're listening to? They're listening to us. They want to hear our opinions. They want to hear us talk about Hellblade 2 and Xenosaga and Dusk just as much as they want to listen to us talk about Sayonara Wild Hearts.
The Sayonara Wild Hearts fandom is going to have some serious beef with us.
Oh, there's going to be discourse for days. It's going to be.
I don't know if we can recover.
Yeah.
But anyway, next time we will be playing we will be talking about Devil May Cry 1 for the PlayStation 2. I'm assuming we're playing the HD collection, right?
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. Play it however you want.
I'm gonna kick a little outside the box. I'm gonna be playing the PS2 version, but it's the same game, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, this has been the Questlog Club. Thank you all for joining us, and see you next episode.
Bye. Yeah, no, breathe, loosen
Welcome
up.
to the
Oh, shit, fuck. Shutting up now. I'm done. It's okay.
It's okay.